4 builds I run on NEEKO currently. I'll be going over an Electrocute, Predator, Guardian, and Glacial page in that order, so feel free to skip to the build that sounds best to you. I will be going over the items that fit with these builds and when I like to run them. But of course, as always, like, comment, and subscribe, and let's begin. So to start off, there's the Electrocute page, which you guys are probably all familiar with now. It's the tried and true NEEKO support build. You have Electrocute as it synergizes with NEEKO's combo, going for an EQ auto attack and proccing it and allowing you to snowball. I usually like to combo this build with Rocket Belt. Rocket Belt is a snowball item. It likes the extra burst and you want to snowball. So I usually go Rocket Belt, Pen Boots, Zhonya's, and then your last item is really up to you, but things like Void Staff, Banshees, and maybe even Demonic Embrace, these kind of items are good, but the main is your Rocket Belt Zhonya's. Now for the runes, I go Electrocute, but if you are a lower level player, you don't feel comfortable with Electrocute, you can always substitute that for the Dark Harvest. Taste the Blood for Sustain, Zombie Ward, which you can also go for Ghost Poro if you are in a lower elo, and I like Relentless Hunter for move speed. For secondary, I take Second Wind and Overgrowth because with this build, I'm looking to trade super aggressively in lane and take lots of damage back to me, and Second Wind plus the Taste the Blood just allows me to sustain that, with the Overgrowth for the extra HP so I don't get bursted. Always be looking to go find flanks and go for big flash Rocket Belt ultis to win the game for your team. My second build that I like to run on NEEKO is Predator. So I did this a lot last season. It's actually the build I hit Challenger with, was a Predator tank build. Predator got nerfed a bit and I haven't been running it as much, but I'm thinking about getting back into it because it's still very good. The idea of this build is you are not here to do damage, you are here to be an engager. You take Predator and you combo it with a tank build. Usually I like to have Locket into Zhonya's so I can be really tanky, into maybe a Thornmail and a Themis Chains, whatever you want, even an Abyssal Mask. And you're just looking to push Predator, run at the enemy and engage, and there's not much they can do to stop you because you're so tanky and have so much survivability. So for this build, for the runes, I'm going Predator for the engage, Taste the Blood for sustain, Zombie Ward, but again, you can go for the Ghost Poro if you're in a lower elo, and I like Relentless Hunter for more move speed for roaming, but you can take Ingenious Hunter as it has high synergy with all your active cooldowns. Here you got Locket, Zhonya's, and Predator. And for my secondaries, because I'm going a tankier build, it synergizes super well with conditioning and unflinching, and again, you're just looking to engage. With all these builds, you can put anything else in. So with this build, you could also, if you want more damage, it really pairs well with Shirelias. You pop Predator, W, Shirelias, and you just zoom in and hit a big ulti. So these are still options, but the main build is going full tank engage NEEKO here. My third build is Guardian, but before I get into it really quickly, the shameless plug, I have my Twitch in the bottom link below, so please come stop by. I stream from Mondays to Friday to 4 to 10 p.m. EST, and I'd love to meet you guys. But to get into the build, the Guardian. So this build is a build I came up with recently, and the idea is I didn't really have a good build I liked with the Everfrost, and I wanted to come up with a build. So I thought, what pairs well with Everfrost? Well, Everfrost is this kind of passive sit-back item we're looking to disengage, and it really synergizes with the Guardian. You want to be sitting back with your team, providing shields for your team, peel with your Everfrost, and unlike the other builds, I usually combo this one with the Relic Shield. The reason I do that is because usually you have the Spell Thieves for mana regen, but because Everfrost gives you 600 mana, I find I don't really need it. It's a waste of stats, so I'd have the Relic Shield with the health regen to make me a little bit extra tankier. So usually with this build, you'll go Everfrost into a Zhonya's, and then after that, again, whatever you need. You got your Morellos, Void Staff, right? Even you can go whatever, really. It's just the first two items are the important one. So for the build, we're going to be going Guardian into Demolish. Demolish is to take tower plates early and snowball your team. After that, you can go Conditioning for some extra tankiness later, but you can also go Second Wind if you're in a hard lane, into Unflinching for some tenacity and reduction. After that, I like to go Zombie Ward and Relentless Hunter because 30 AP is a lot and move speed is amazing. So yeah, and again, you can substitute any build you really like in with the Guardian. You could go a tanky build with Even Shroud, Locket, whatever, but the build I personally run this with is my Everfrost Relic Shield Zhonya's build. And finally, if you made it to this last fourth build, we have my Glacial build. So Glacial is an interesting rune. I'd like to say it's kind of the offensive version of Guardian. So Guardian is you're sitting back, they're engaging on you, and you're getting shields for you and your ADC. Glacial is more an offensive version of that. You're going in on the enemy, and your ADC is going in, and they're getting the damage reduction on your ADC. So Guardian's like the sit back and peel defensive version, and Glacial is kind of the offensive version, where you're going in and engaging. So with this Glacial build, I really like this Even Shroud, actually. It just has high synergy of you going in, you root the enemy, the enemy's doing 15% less damage to your teammates are doing an extra 12% damage to them, and it just has really high synergy. You can combo this with Everfrost. Everfrost will give you another way to proc it, so if you miss your root, you can still hit Everfrost and proc the Glacial, but I like it with Even Shroud into Zhonya's, into whatever you want after. Again, you've got your Morellos, Void Staff, you can go Abyssal Mask, Banshees, whatever you really want, but the initial is the Even Shroud plus the Zhonya's. So for this build, I'm going Glacial into the free stopwatch. I do actually really like Hex Flash, but it's a bit confusing, and a lot of people when I say to take Hex Flash get annoyed, so that's an option, but the safe one is going for the stopwatch. You got your Biscuits into Cosmic Insight to reduce the cost of your the time of your flash cooldown. After that, for secondaries, again, 30 AP is just super good, so Zombie Ward and Relentless Hunter. But if you want to be a little bit more tanky build and play back and not worry about damage, you can also go into the Conditioning plus Unflinching and just get an extra tankiness there. It's really up to you, but this is how I run my build with the Glacial runes and with the Even Shroud Zhonya's, so hopefully you guys like that build. If you made it to the end, thank you guys so much. Again, these are a bunch of runes and a bunch of builds. You can mix match any of these builds with any of the rune pages you like, right? If you like the Guardian build with the Even Shroud, or with the Guardian build with the Everfrost, you can put that on the Electrocute page if you want to try and snowball. There's no problem. This is just what I personally found. I like to synergize each build with which rune page, but you can mix and match any runes what you like. NEEKO is a very flexible champion. There's so many ways you can build her, so many ways you can mix her items and runes around, so don't feel scared to do what you like. Just because I do it doesn't mean it's the best, and it doesn't mean it's what you have to do. Again, like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. It really appreciate it and helps me grow the channel. And my Twitch is in the link below. See you guys next time.